Any second now. Here we go. And we're live. Hello, folks. This is James Drake here. This is the Karmic Nerd Podcast, version 2.5, the new and improved edition, hopefully. I'm James Drake.
Seth Penn.
I'm Stephen Lobis.
And we are joining you live from Nebraska, various points in Nebraska.
Live.
Right.
Yeah, over Nebraska.
And we're going to have to forgive Stephen on our 2.5 broadcast. We let our hair down a little bit. Not that we...
Just a little.
Not like we don't do it normally, but...
all the time.
So, he's playing Destiny. You're playing Destiny right now?
Ooh. Yes, Destiny. You know what Destiny is, don't you?
Yes, I do very much know what Destiny is. My son won't forget.
Yeah, it's the Titan that Bungie has created of a game that's out there right now, and it's so much fun. Taken King has been out for a little over a month now, something like that, and I just can't stop. It's amazing.
Stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
All right,
Go ahead.
Okay, my question is there, like, has the game gotten better? Because I've heard that there's some of the depth in the game was not as advertised, and that's just maybe what I've heard.
Well, it was a very shallow start. It's this, honestly, Bungie plans on this being a very long game. I've heard it possibly being a 10-year game. So it's one of those things that they started it out very slowly, and they're actually listening to the community and long. So they listen to what people have to complain about it and everything, and as of the new update, I feel that, personally, it has become a much more enjoyable game to play. Yeah, at a certain point, you're going to hit a wall where you can't do very much more, but what they're really trying to make it so that they can release more content for players to have without having to make them constantly pay for more gameplay.
Gotcha. And Seth, what do you think about the game? I know you've been playing it a little bit as well, but what's your thoughts on Destiny, at least how it's progressed up to this point?
I like it a lot. I do. I'm a fan. It was one of those games when it came out, there was an expected, I guess, certain amount of narrative that would have gone into it that kind of really only seemed to go so far. But I mean, so many things, just like the tight gunplay, the graphics, the voice actors, just the overall logistics of the game were, very impressive. And as Steven said, they really are impressive in the fact that their developers listen to the gamers because they are the gamers. They're playing along with you and they're listening to what you have to say, even though they may not know that they're playing with a developer. But it's very interesting to see the game progress and evolve, and you see these changes that can happen on a daily basis. I mean, there are events that happen weekly, and so there's constantly updates, and they're constantly changing. And it's a game that it's very fun to play. And with this Taken King installment, is really kind of the next chapter. It really evolved the gameplay. Gave all the different classes, a new subclass to play with. You got to advance your character more. It rearranged how certain mechanics of the game worked, and I think they did it in a better sense. They finally added swords to the game.
Oh yeah, swords were necessary.
You had a mission or two where you could play with the sword, and when I saw that, I was like, oh sweet, you can have swords, and then it's like, yeah, for this one mission, and it's gonna be super super cool, and then you're not gonna be able to do it again.
Never ever.
And then they came out with that, the Dark Below, and it's just like, hey, guess what? Remember that sword? Well, it can kind of happen again, but you can't carry it around with you. And then I think finally they're just like, hey, so here's the thing, guys. We're gonna give you swords.
People really like their swords.
Yeah, they're so fun. I mean, come on now.
Do you think maybe that they were doing some sort of trial and test to see if it would be a popular edition before they
sure.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, maybe there's just simple mechanics that they had to work out. Simple things that just didn't work. I don't know. But yeah, maybe it was just who knows? I mean, personally, if someone was just like, hey, so in this really cool first-person game that we found a way to, like, do third-person swordplay. Do you think people would be into that?
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, nah, just tease him.
Just playing, guys.
Right.
But no, I mean, like I said, it's one of my favorite games just because I know that the people making the game are listening and are coming up with just really cool things, really cool ideas, and I'm just always excited to see where the story goes. And one thing that was really cool with the Taken King is that they added a lot more of a cinematic element to it, which was kind of missing before.
Oh yeah.
And the past two DLCs added more narrative, added more background and such, and you got to meet characters, and they kind of fleshed them out a little bit, but still left you wanting more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Taken King was something that they really you had these full cutscenes where Cade's was bantering with the shipwright, and you really got to see Cade was like a main character. He really came out and voiced by the brilliant Nathan Fillion. So that's
It's always very helpful when you're played by such a great voice actor that they're like, well, yeah, we can make that guy into a main character. That's not a problem.
Well, let me ask you real quick about that voice character. And now I don't know voice names and stuff like that, unless of course it happens to be an actor as well.
Right.
Who is this guy that you're talking about?
Nathan Fillion is Malcolm on Armal on Firefly.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's also currently doing the show Castle.
Right. Okay. All right. That's the guy from Firefly, and I knew the name. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get slayed for not knowing his name right off the top of my head. But why I'm working slow on that, I had no idea. But all right, gotcha. Now I know, and now I'm fine. All right. So, okay, we have a couple of other things going on right now. One of them is we have some new books that are coming out with Realmwalker Publishing Group, and a couple of them I'm really excited about. One of the books that we have is called Madman Across the Water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, by Carolyn Angel, and I'm really excited about this particular book because, we had actually acquired the rights for this book from a publisher that's based in Minnesota, but she is based out of Australia, so it's our first Australian author, and it is a book that's based, or I shouldn't say based on, it harkens to the Slender Man mythos, and those of you who are familiar with that, it's just amazing to me that something that was generated basically out of America on a really small podcast that they're talking about these different things, one guy threw something out there, has kind of spread out and become this kind of, like, people know who Slender Man is, and it's completely and totally an internet concept and construct. And then we were putting it together, and she's from Australia and everything, and I was going through and we're looking at everything associated with it. And it turns out that Slender Man, as the name and as a very specific type of character, is actually copyrighted. And nobody knows who owns the copyright, but anytime anybody's trying to put stuff out there, like what was it called, the Mad Hornets, I think it was, or something like that. They're trying to put out a Slender Man movie, got completely shut down on it. So we had to be very, very careful. Obviously, when I looked at it, it's like, what are we using a motif, or are we using the thing? Like, it's one thing to have a guy, a wizard, like, for example, the gray pointy hat with long gray hair. It's another thing to call him Gandalf, So, so you can have
sexy Gandalf.
Right.
Sexy Gandalf. Oh man.
Okay.
That's the thing.
I saw the picture. I did.
I remember I showed it to Steven, and he's just like, "Oh yeah."
Well,
Oh,
it,
and
it
I just
creates
kept
like
going.
okay,
I'm
seeing a
like,
picture of a woman dressed up as Gandalf in a very sexy fashion makes you feel a certain way inside that you have to question whether it's okay or not. Because yes, you're smiling because it's a very sexy woman that's dressed as Gandalf, but at the same time, you're
she's got
still
quite a bit of
smiling
beard.
at Gandalf. Like the feeling that you're feeling inside is coming from a Gandalf character, and that's just not okay with that big furry gray beard.
Okay, well, let's go a little bit further with this. We can take this all the way to its conclusion. You're smiling at a woman with gray hair and a beard.
Yeah, exactly.
But she's got
Exactly.
killer legs, man. Her
The
legs are
best
so
legs.
So this book, Man Across the Water by Carolyn Angel. I'm going to show the front cover here
Yeah.
real quick. Here, I'm going to share that real quick here. Let me do that.
I love this picture, by the way. I've seen this picture already, and I love the front cover.
And I think it's amazing, personally, and I really love it. I think that is it showing up on the
I
screen?
see a nice black screen.
I saw it
Ah,
for a brief moment.
Oh, there it is.
there it is. And so Man
Yeah.
Across the Water, I love the way it looks. I love the taste of it. It feels like it's, I don't know, that's the best way to put it. I just like the way it looks, and uh, we're going to be releasing that tomorrow. So that one is our current one of our current releases. The other one that we're releasing is a book called Whispers of War by Sean Rodden, and this guy's a Canadian, and he released this book I think at the end of last year, and it's done really really well. And he was recently in Mark Lawrence's self-published fantasy blog off, where they a bunch of self-published authors were able to release books to these various blogs, and then they would review the books and they scored them, and then they picked one winner overall. And it's still going through the process right now. They're in the finals right now, but Sean's got some good marks in there, and it looked like it was going to advance from the one blogger that did it. He just had some tough competition with his stuff, and I thought it was a great idea. I thought the self-published blog off was a great idea by Mark Lawrence. And this is talk about Mark Lawrence just for a quick second. This is a guy here that he doesn't really need to be giving back, but he does every single time, and he does it very consistently. And it's a guy that's got a pretty big following. His books are amazing, are very, very good books. His character Jorg is an amazing character in the grimdark fantasy realm, and he is very active online. It's pretty much how he does his whole business, and I'm very, very happy to see him embrace the self-published authors like this and give them a voice and give them an opportunity to put stuff out there, because we've all been there. We've all wanted to have a book out there that's released and that people have an opportunity to read. And this just gave a little bit more exposure to, I think it was 30 different novels entered into the contest and were selected by the various blogs. And
Wow.
And the funny thing is we have two of them now. So one book that was released last week by Scott Warren, Devilbone, and in Scott Rodden's book were both involved in the contest and did very well. They didn't obviously go all the way to the end, but I kind of looked at it and said, hey, well, maybe we should see about getting a couple of these guys. They might actually be good. Wonder about that.
What?
So yeah, so it was kind of fun to see to have these books and have them available. But Sean Rodden's book is an excellent book, a grimdark fiction. It's a very definitely a your typical. I shouldn't say typical. Your standard classic fantasy with a little bit of a twist to it, and I do enjoy it. I thought it was a great one of the longest books that we're gonna publish this year, clocking in at just over 500 pages. So
There you go.
it's
Nice.
so it's a nice thick book. I like that. So and I do have to say something though about Sean. This guy has the best marketing program ever.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this before.
Yes, every beautiful woman he sees, he hands them a book and says, "Hey, here's a free book, and while you're at it, do a selfie and put it out on Facebook and put it out on Twitter." And he just recently had somebody fairly famous, like I'm trying to remember her name. I'm sorry, I'm not up with all of the latest and greatest.
Come on, James.
Hey, I try. But she's I'm looking her up right now real quick because I have to know. I have to remember what her name is because it's actually somewhat relevant to the conversation.
It'll drive him crazy otherwise. Let's just be
Well, it will drive me crazy, and we do this from time to time, and it's going to have to be okay.
We'll take a pause.
All right, and his or her name, I should say, is Michelle Lambert.
Okay.
So she does, she has all kinds of videos. I guess she's really popular in Europe and Canada, and she's just starting to make her splash here. But so this is a fairly known. Like I'm not talking like completely unknown person. I'm talking somebody who has thousands and thousands of followers on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and whatnot. Loving her music, and there she is on Facebook holding up Whispers of War and saying, "Hey, I got my book today. Look what I got. I'm so excited to read it."
Right.
And I'm just amazed. I'm like, okay, first of all, how did he get her to to even be interested in the book, and then second of all, promote it on her channels for that. It's really great. So. I've been talking to him about trying to incorporate that into the rest of our business model. Anytime we can get people to say anything, I put up our a selfie for the win contest, and we had and I promoted this everywhere. It's not like people aren't reading our books. I see the sales. There's people out there reading our books. There's people going to our website. People going to our Facebook page.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to take a selfie of themselves reading our book. And yet he gets line after line. I had one entry. It was a dude from India. and then he had like 500 friends like his picture. I'm like, well, I guess you win. I mean, first of all, even if he wouldn't have been the only entry, he literally had everybody coming and liking his picture. And it was just he had like 11 shares and 30 likes on the main page, and then all the other pages had a bunch of likes. And I was like, well, you were going to win, so congratulations. Not to figure out a way to send a Kindle to this guy in India. So it's fine. It's wonderful.
Good job.
And the thing is that the book that he liked was Young Gods, and it's a great book. I mean, it wasn't and it's very obvious. Like this guy was like, hey, I'm gonna win this contest, and he was good. He went all out. Like all he had to do was post a picture, but he said, no, I'm not gonna leave it up to that because I'm gonna win this thing.
Yeah.
So,
do we know his name?
Yeah, I was just gonna look it up here real quick and make sure I get his name right. And yeah, I'm probably gonna murder it anyway. But
it's probably gonna happen.
But I'm gonna actually share it on here real quick because I think that I should do that.
Congratulations to you, sir. If you're listening to this, good job. Thank you for the picture.
Yeah.
We enjoyed this.
Absolutely. All right, let's go here and let me find his picture because I shared it. There he is. There he is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over here to this.
Let's see what this is.
And just give me a second. All right. Share. Present to everybody. Okay, can everybody see it?
Hey.
Yeah. So there he is, and his name apparently is Anish Surendran. Anish Surendran. I believe I got his name right. Anish,
Well,
you are
Anish,
the winner, sir. And look at that,
good
17
job.
Nice.
shares. I mean, multiple likes. I mean, the guy wasn't screwing around at all.
No.
So I'm actually really really happy for him, and he did a great job. I think that if we could have gotten even the 3 or 4 more other people to do this, it would have been wonderful. We'll do it again. We'll keep doing it, and we'll see what happens when we get to the point where we have more people that are just willing to throw things out there. But hey, I'm going to give him a Kindle just on principle that he did it.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Got to.
for what it's worth, Amish, you're the man. And next thing, we also have Brandon Draga has his new children's book, which is coming out tomorrow.
Nice.
It's called A Dragon in the Doghouse, and and the thing that I'm really excited about this is obviously it's a kid's book. It's a picture book. It's been out before. We're re-releasing it. It's just because I love books like this. I wish that there were more. Fantasy is such an area which can be, presented very, authentically to children because they already believe in the fantastic. They already believe in magic and all that stuff. It's not until we become jaded adults that we have to be convinced that it's real. And this one, it's a great little book. Deanna Laver, his fiance actually, she illustrated it, and she has a great way with children's art, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the reception is on that. So 3 books coming out from Realm Walker Publishing Group. We got obviously Madman Across the Water, Whispers of War, and Dragon in the Doghouse. So those are the 3 things that are going to have me busy tomorrow. And then, of course, next week we have the brand new installment for Dave Atwell's book series, The Hunger Ripper. And so I'm really really excited about this one. I'm going to show off the picture for this one because this art is absolutely amazing. The book itself is really cool. I'm going to give away a little bit of it because I think it's important, but it kind of lets you play with the idea of Jack the Ripper,
right?
Being somebody that's infected with the hunger. And
With the
let me
hunger,
go
here's
to the. Let me show this.
That's exciting.
So the idea is that Jack the Ripper might have been a zombie that ate people. So let me show this artwork by here we go. So there's the main artwork for Ripper, and I just have to tell you that Mitch Malloy is just killing it on these covers, and it's all watercolor, so he's actually painted this stuff,
Right.
and it's really really done well. I'm very excited about it, and this will be the 3rd book now in the Hunger series for Dave Atwell, and I keep on thinking that he has this group of fans that they buy everything, of course. But I keep on waiting to see somebody actually really, really pick up on this. Somebody much more influential than me pick up on this and realize what an incredible series this is going to be for people. Because Dave originally was conceiving it just kind of as being in the frontier America. And after we talked to him about it a little bit, we decided what he's going to do is he's going to have this ongoing series of books where it's the hunger as almost kind of like this entity marching through time. And in infecting people. And one of the side effects of the hunger is this almost the sense of almost a sense of like I don't know, kind of like wanting to be the alpha, or be like the the apex predator. So it generates a sense of ambition in people to be a leader, to be on top of everything. And so one of the things, and I don't believe that it's bad form giving this away a little bit, but one of the things he's going to be doing is he's going to be going to places in history where there's these human atrocities that are taking place, and putting it square in the hands of zombies, and these sentient zombies that are doing these things. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with it. So the Ripper is the first time where he goes outside of his boundaries with the frontier America. So this is first sign of him stretching out to the marching through time forward in a forward way.
I'm not gonna lie, I really like loosely applying the term zombies to this situation, because when you look at it at times, it's not like they're zombies. Reading the book, it's very fun because there's times where you forget that these people are in fact zombies. They're not who they are, but they're able to act like the person that they were because that's how it survives. That's how the hunger continues. It's a really great idea, and just whenever you say zombies, it creates a completely different image from what it actually is. And I really do like what he's done with the idea of the hunger and how it's made its way into something that's just going to try to continue and just survive essentially, and find the best person to be that infestation essentially.
Right.
It's a really cool concept. I really like what Dave Atwell is doing with that.
When you told me you were reading it and how much you were loving it, the one thing that occurred to me was that this is pretty much Dave's book, Dave's series is a perfect example of something that maybe at first people didn't really know what to expect from it, and now that you see that there's a series here, and it's not just one book out there, there's 2 or 3, there's going to be 4 or 5 more that are going to come out, that maybe people will give it more of a chance right off the go, because it's not just your typical zombie novel, as you were, because they act a lot more like vampires, actually. But the way that they descend into becoming the rotting corpses that shamble along, that we know and love for zombies to be, I think really helps play into the fact of how it's going to become, at the end of this series run, this thing that creates this zombie apocalypse, if you will, in the modern day. And so I'm really excited to see what people think about this as it gets more out in the public, and it diversifies away from the Western horror and going into more of like a Victorian age. And then after that, the rumor has it he's looking at doing Rasputin as a character. Yeah, so I'm really excited to see what he does with that. And then, of course, there's the one that we're all waiting for, and that's the Nazi zombies.
Right.
The idea that the SS is, are zombies. It's just there's some really dark stuff that's going to be going on there, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with it. So next week the Ripper comes out. The other thing that's going to be coming out on the 27th, I believe. And I'm crossing my fingers, and of course, this author he's all over the place in terms of his timing and getting things in on time and everything like that. And that's me. We're going to be releasing Volume 3 for the Realm Walker Chronicles.
Hey,
it's about time! Holy cow!
It is about time. And I'll say for the record, it's not Seth's fault this time.
Wow. That's
wow.
Really, thank you. I'm glad I didn't get thrown under the bus for this one.
No, he had all the art done. He has all the chapter headers finished. He has all that stuff. He's just waiting for my slow ass to finish proofing and finishing. And it's just, this volume is so important to me because I think it really, those of you who have read the first two volumes know, the shit's about to hit the fan. We've already discovered everything that's going on. Those of you who have read volume 1 and 2 know that, of course, there's a little cliffhanger at the end of volume 2. Volume 3 is really important because we introduce a whole new set of motivations for all the characters and really introduced one of the major characters in the series, Talus, and his 12 monkeys. So
His 12 monkeys.
yes, I'm really. Hey, Seth, do you have the picture right there handy of the monkeys that you can show off? Do you have a way of doing that without having to?
I think he just has to take it off the wall.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
Oh my gosh.
Here, well, I'm going to go ahead.
What is that?
Hey, Seth, I'm going to go and present you
Yeah.
to everybody here real quick so that everybody sees you. And go ahead and
There you
talk again.
Hey, the picture.
Yeah,
That's
we'll be putting out the picture out onto the website and to also Facebook and Twitter. We'll be introducing it in a lot better detail. I think this coming week, just to kind of highlight this picture. These guys here are really important to the series. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how they play out and seeing what people think of them because they're very, very good. So, all right, we're going to get you off presentation for a second here.
I like looking at him.
All right. So we have. All right. So, okay. So I think what we should do, talk a little bit about what Volume 3 is going to be about. Seth, did you, when you were drawing stuff that's in Volume 3, which is Dwore, was there a very specific thing that you were trying to do as far as creating? I guess kind of creating of a certain vibe or feel for it.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I really wanted to accomplish was really lay a groundwork for what the Rikishi look like, or how the tattoos,
Right.
like what kind of form they follow. How I was going to try and do that. And I mean, in my opinion, the Dwari are some of the more interesting characters that you come upon.
You're
I
right.
wanted to convey a sense that, they kind of are these, sand warriors that are also, very monk-like, very intelligent. Because of their time abilities and their whatnot. And so I guess I don't know. I was just trying to everything really capture the feeling of what we saw in our heads, which was just this very intelligent race that also was very fierce.
Right. There was a feeling that I had when I wanted to make sure the Dwari came out in them was that they have an intense appreciation for history.
Exactly.
And that the Rikashi, the markings on them reflect their history, and also is their way of essentially creating a single record of their family according from their perspective, and so that becomes an important element in the series as well. As we go down the line. and they're also part of this. Their whole culture surrounds the Ku Rali, and their warrior culture is, their whole culture steeped in that. The understanding of not only from a fighter, a warrior stance, warrior lifestyle, but also the idea of honor and loyalty, and because they believe everything is recorded by them, and they look at history as something being really important, is that everybody's judged based off of their history. Your family line's based on your history, and everything is based on this this very intense relationship with time and intense relationship with history. So I'm really excited about Volume 3. I'm hoping that this kind of ups the stakes a little bit for the other people that are reading the series. So
right.
Definitely looking forward to seeing what people say about that. It's also been a little while since we've had a release for volume for the series. Well, it's been obviously I've been a little busy.
Oh yeah.
That's no excuse really. I just try to use it as one. But really, I wanted to make sure that we got it. We got the next 2 volumes out by the time Christmas came, so that we had the first full book completely released by then. So Realmwalker Chronicles Volume 3, Dwore, will be out on the 27th. Let's see, what else did we have? Oh yeah, we have the Extra Life of Omaha video game tournament coming in November 10th in Omaha, Nebraska.
November 10th or 17th?
No, I'm sorry. It is the 10th. Or wait, not the 10th. Sorry. You said the 13th, right? It's that weekend after that. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to get that. Gotta get the date right here.
It usually helps.
It does help. It's the 14th is when it is.
Oh, the 14th?
So, yeah, the 14th in Omaha, Nebraska. And it's going to be, the whole event is we're the major sponsor for the event itself. We originally were going to do a video game tournament on our own and use it as a promotion, promotion tool for the company and for our books and for our gaming line and our comics line, and that we are launching this fall. And we decided to go ahead and team up with somebody who was going to be the following weekend, and that's the Extra Life Foundation, was part of the Children's Miracle Network.
It's such a great foundation. It really is.
And the thing is that the Extra Life Foundation it's video games, doing marathon video games for charity. And some smart person at some point in time said, "Wow, if we can only get paid and be able, put this money towards charity for sitting and playing video games for 24 hours and drinking energy drinks, we should do that.
We should capitalize on this idea."
Right, and so they did. And they approached us in a couple of weeks ago and said, "Well, you have your tournament before that, and we don't necessarily want to siphon off people from that. And we have our thing the weekend after, and we're just afraid that people are going to have to make a choice on which one to do." And so it just made sense. It made sense that we would do this. It's a wonderful cause. It's going to be great. There's going to be online events as well as live events at the location. We're going to have Mortal Kombat X tournament. We're going to have a League of Legends tournament, which is be a big deal. Both of those events will carry a substantial cash prize for the eventual winners. But the 2 things that are really exciting is we're going to have one of the first worldwide Halo 5 authorized tournaments, official tournament for Halo 5, as well as Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Three.
Three.
Black
Three.
Ops
I'm
3.
sorry, 3. Yep, 3. And so I'm really excited about that. I think that it's going to bring a lot of people in. It's going to bring a lot of people to have the opportunity to try out these games. They try out the new games and then compete against one another. 24 hours, we're going to be sitting there from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. And we will certainly be doing a podcast during it. So,
Oh yeah. And drinking lots of energy drinks and staying awake.
A lot of energy drinks. I mean, pretty much it won't be anything new for me to stay up till 10 a.m. But you know, it'll be interesting to see who fades and who will stick it out the whole time. But
Right.
the Mortal Kombat X tournament I'm excited for, simply because I love playing fighting games. I obviously don't get the time to practice and to play against high-level competition like you guys get to all the time. Well,
not all the time.
Well, you know,
sometimes I play against Seth. Okay.
Well, right. Or Julian.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
It's not like a high-level competitor at that point in time. It's just you.
Then there's a fighting words. We might need to have just we're gonna have a side tournament just for us.
Funny.
Oh yeah, just us three mano a manos.
So Steven, is Aaron Black your favorite character to play if you just were to pick somebody and to say, which one's the character you would play? Like, let's say you want to stomp Seth into the ground.
I mean, Aaron Black is definitely up there. Aaron Black's the character that I like to play if I want to like play with my food for a little bit before I kill them. His gunslinger variation in particular is made literally to just stand as far away as possible from your opponent and keep them at bay the entire time, no matter what they try to do.
Sounds like my characters.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So it's really annoying to play against me as Aaron Black. I definitely enjoy taking people out with Aaron Black, but my character of choice, it's really tough. I don't know if that actually have to be somewhere either Ermac or Melina. I can't those two are my characters. I love fighting with them. They're just such great people to play with, honestly.
So when you want to embarrass somebody, you use Aaron Black. When you
That's right.
just are going to win and you want to give yourself the best chance of winning and style points all together and everything like that, you go with Melina or
Ermac.
Ermac. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Seth, how about you? What's your character?
My character is Cassie Cage. Love Cassie Cage. Gets in your face.
Okay. Is she the one that does the selfie? Is she the one that does the selfie?
Yeah.
I love that. I love
that's the greatest fatality. Swap with your jaw and then click. It's great. It's fantastic. And I love her banter. It's just fantastic.
Cassie Cage is the kind of character that once you start getting on a roll with the combos, she starts coming out with like some trash talk, like get down and shit like
fun. That. Yeah. I just love just getting close. I mean, Steven likes to do the distance thing, and I like to get up nice and close and just be like, hey, I'm going to punch you a lot of times. So, yeah, Cassie Cage. Also, Liu Kang is also a favorite character. That dude is just freaky fast.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, okay, so I'm old school, of course, and my character would always be either Sub-Zero or Scorpion, which, of course, anytime I've played you guys, I've never gotten either one of them to play on random, ever. I always end up with, like, who's the big, fat, slow dude that, like,
you're thinking of either...
Is it Tremor?
Tremor's Tremor's a little bit on the slow side. He takes some momentum to get him going. There's also Ferritor or
Ferritor. Oh no, who's the other guy?
Kotal Khan. He's the Aztec.
He's the guy that I get every time, and he's just slow, and none of his moves are like. Okay, so here's the thing: if I am playing a fighting game and I want to win, I gotta find the character that's like Ken, Ryu, or Guile in Street Fighter because those are the moves I know. I mean, it just is. It just is. And I can sit and I can rip them off all day long and do it until the cows come home. And I can do that Aaron Black thing where I just basically just annoy you to death with, fireball moves or whatever. But if it's anything else other than that, then it's like forget about it. I just, I have no idea. So I got the Kudokan or whatever his name is, and I got him one time. And basically, all I did was jump around trying to do moves while Steven just, embarrassed me. No, it was Seth the first time who got like the perfect on me, and I said, okay, I guess I don't know how to do this character at all. And then the other one I got was Predator, who I thought would be awesome. Like, wow, Predator! Like I'm gonna scald your skin off, and I'm gonna shoot lasers at you. I'm gonna do a spear thing or whatever. I'm gonna be awesome. I'm going invisible, and I'm just.
He is a good character.
Yeah, but I have no idea how to use them. So I was like trying to do all this shit, and I was so disappointed because the first time I get Predator, I get like perfect by Steven. It's like,
yeah,
I have no idea how to use him at all. So whatever. So if I am in the tournament, I have to be either Sub-Zero or Johnny Cage or Scorpion. If I'm one of those three characters, I might actually win a round. But after that, that's how the mighty have fallen at this point. I might try to have Street Fighter 2 for the Super Nintendo there just so that
there you go.
I can redeem a little bit of myself. I mean, I'll put money down on the ground. Oh, here, let's play, and then I'll think I can do that on Mortal Kombat X and just get treated like a redheaded stepchild. It's bad. It's horrible.
Sorry to any redheaded stepchildren in the audience listening. We apologize for James's views.
You know what? I hadn't said enough yet that would get me, so I just figured I'd. If you're a If you are a redheaded stepchild, I'm sorry. I apologize. This is your Uncle James speaking.
It's not your fault. Your parents don't love you.
Right. I was trying to make it better, but okay. Let's talk now. Oh my God, Seth. Okay, so anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the segment of the Karmic Nerd Podcast where we talk a little bit about some final thoughts and some things, and little shout-outs or whatever. Steven, you have something for us? A little final thought?
Final thought. Yeah,
Last time was that lobsters are immortal.
Lobsters are immortal.
If we didn't eat them, they would live forever. Okay, yeah. That's a tough one to top. So go ahead.
It's really difficult.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm honestly gonna top it. I'm just gonna say a big shout out to the Destiny devs out there who are listening to all of us gamers. Thank you so very much. We appreciate it as Destiny players that you listen to us and make our concerns better. We really do. We love you and keep up the great work.
Well,
all right, that's all I got.
A big shout out to Destiny. All right, Seth.
Well, that's just a couple of things. Use your turn signal properly, guys. You signal before you turn, not as you're doing it. Remember, it's not a turning proclamation. Also, random fact. It rains metal on Venus, so that's really cool.
That's so metal.
It's so really metal. Somebody should make a song about that for us.
It's super metal. Yeah, seriously, make a song. Also,
you have like Megadeth should make a song called "Rains of Venus" and it's just like metal, whatever.
Right. Yeah, and that's just the song.
Metal. Just metal the entire time.
Yeah. Also, for those that care, why I seem so disinterested is because I've been sketching. Frankenstein is the undead superhero.
Dude.
So, hold up higher.
Up higher so we can see the bottom. We can't see his fate.
Oh, here, look. I gotta move it so you're presenting. I gotta see this.
There we go. Dude.
That's Frankenstein.
Pretty awesome.
Nice. All right. Well, that's awesome, Seth. That's beautiful, actually. Frankenstein is going to be one of our comics that we put out
Dude.
next year that we're really looking forward to. So that's exciting to see that, a little sneak peek, if you will. My final thought is that I had a chance the last couple of days to interact and talk to Michael Savoda, and he's in town. He's been in town for the last week, and we had dinner with him last night. And for those of you who don't know who this gentleman is, Michael Savoda is a screenwriter. Has been involved in several projects like The Walking Dead and Dexter. And he is a recent signee for Realmwalker Publishing Group, and we're really, really excited. He has 2 graphic novels that he's going to be putting out through us. One of them, the first one's going to be called The Dark Line.
Which, by the way, I recently finished reading the script for it, and I'm really excited. It's really cool. It's a great thing he's got, and yeah, I'm just really excited to work with him.
So I have some exciting news. On Wednesday, when we are in Wednesday, we're working on trying to get our corporate office established and doing a few other things. Seth and Steven and I are going to be doing another Karmic Nerd Podcast, volume 3. And volume 3, we're going to have a special guest. Special guest is going to be Michael Savoda.
Dude.
And he's going to join us for a little while. He's going to talk a little bit. I'm going to try to get him to talk a little bit about his experience working on the Walking Dead and Dexter, and then talk a little bit about some of the efforts that he's been doing on trying to get some independent series going. He was working on one that's going to be going live through Netflix, which is really exciting, and it's Hispanic. It's all in Espanol, and the exciting thing about that is it's the first fully Spanish show that's going live on Netflix. So that's really exciting. It's about a soccer club.
Nice.
It's like a drama type thing going on within a soccer team in Mexico. So that's really exciting about that. So Michael Savoda will be our guest on Wednesday. We'll probably be doing that sometime in the late afternoon, early evening, and we'll be going from there. But until then, thank you for joining us. I think we were finally ironing out all of our little deals here with engineering. We appreciate you stopping by the Karmic Nerd Podcast. I'm James Drake.
Seth Penn.
I'm Steven Lopez.
And we will be back on Wednesday, starting sometime in the middle of November. Once we get everything established, we'll be going daily live. Yeah, I know.
Coming at you daily.
Coming at you daily from downtown Lincoln.
I can't wait.
Well, it's going to be really exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. Get everything all locked down and everything. But thank you for listening, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye, nerds.